Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to the Lone Wolf Challenge. In the last episode, our tribe saw the promise of new life again, and with the rare genes that could potentially pop up on these new families, we are very excited to see them flourish in this episode. Of course, Cease and Navi's baby have the potential to receive the purse now thanks to Cease's inactive traits and Rovan's too. So I'm hoping that we're going to see a little healing baby today. If not from them, then maybe even from our swamp mother. We could definitely use it. We do have some sick creatures in the water right now, one in the swamps. And I did notice, thanks to Vankir's rains, it looks like Mulberry's misfortune is popping up again. I wonder if maybe that's just because of Litsy's negative feelings, all toward herself of course. She feels like she isn't good enough for this tribe, so that must be giving Mulberry power. The power to sway our tribe with his negative thoughts too. Right now though, she's trying her best to guide her daughter straight back to the tribe, so let's have her nudge her through the grasslands. We actually have some roots around here too. I mean, tons and tons of roots. This is basically a feast for you guys. So let's have Jade go ahead and dig this one up, probably learning right from her mother. It's one of the last things she'll learn from her too. Litsy wants her to go live a happy, full life with the rest of the tribe because she knows that they'll accept her no matter what. So maybe you should pack her away with a couple of these extra berries, some paints perhaps, to give to Rovan, because that's definitely a good way to get on his good side. Now I think I heard some pesky bunnies stealing your food. Yup, it looks like this one got away from you, Apex. Well, go ahead and swipe it up for us, and then I guess we could have Toothless go ahead and collect the meat. Because you have plenty of other bunnies to go after, go ahead and scoop up this one too. There's even another one over here? Oh my gosh! I guess it makes sense because we have so many berry bushes in this area, but they are just flooding this place. It's a good thing that Toothless has such keen hearing. He'll be able to track down those bunnies in no time. I feel like Apex is really ambitious. He's going to want to take down every bunny in his path. But he's also not one to take Toothless for granted. I feel like Toothless is kind of like this little brother that he never had. Maybe a bit of an annoying little brother because he is very mischievous. But it's the kind of relationship where Apex is still quite protective of the little guy. Apex can call him annoying, but nobody else can, if you know what I mean. Now as far as our swamp mother goes, I am hoping that she can have a few more children too. We do have enough nesting material to make another nest over here, so maybe that's what we'll set up on this turn. After all, Sky is still splashing through the waves, trying to catch up to those fish again. And since she's so close to this island anyways, let's have her dip her toes onto dry land. I mean, there's only one tiny little tuft of grass over here. Oh, but it looks like it is actually hiding a berry bush. Now wait a second, that looks like it could be a poison berry bush, so it's nothing that you want to mess with. Yeah, this is definitely too dangerous for you, but I guess you could at least take that information back to your mother. And I see that we have a leech circling the shores too. I wonder if it's going to catch a whiff of you. You are in a vulnerable spot. Maybe this would be a good opportunity for Loki to come down and save the day. If he scoots over here, maybe the leech will come over? Oh, or not. Okay, maybe it did see you after all then, Sky. You better be careful, okay? Loki is watching though, and I'm sure that he's noticed that you're feeling a bit ill. That sickness is really tearing through her, so maybe he would mention as much to our swamp mother. I'm sure she probably introduced Sky as her daughter too, so that's what Loki figures. And he does remember seeing those healing plants back at the camp, so maybe he could offer to take her over there to heal her sickness. For now though, I guess we'll bring Anna over to the shores. There's that leech. Go ahead and scoop that up for the extra food. It looks like you've attracted the attention of the bunnies. Maybe those are the shipper bunnies again. Takira's little love bunnies approving of their relationship. I don't think that the swamp mother is going to want to uncover this nest. She's probably still a little bit too worried that Seraphina is going to call some unwanted attention toward her. Who knows what sort of dangers are still lurking in the swamplands. So we'll have her leave the grass tufts over the nest for now. I guess you could go ahead and try to dig up some roots. But of course it's not so easy with those webbed toes of yours. And then I think we might just be down to you, Kovu. He's still trying his best to keep his guard up, make sure that nobody can sneak through. And so far so good. In fact, I think the rogue male may have scooted away, if he's even alive at all anymore. So can you find some extra food to bring back? If the bunnies haven't taken them, of course. Are there any berries here? Ooh, a nice full stash of berries right next to the cactus fruits. Nice, you're gonna have to bring this back to Rovan for sure. So now we should be ready to skip the day and see the birth of our very first baby for Cease and Navi. Now, this pairing did have quite a bit of risk involved because both of the parents do have no paws. So there is the potential that, just like Splash, this baby could be cursed with no paws at all. Oh my gosh. But as a luck smiled upon you or what? We have our first purr-snout baby in the nest. And not only that, but he's completely healthy too. He has the nimble fingers, he has the velvet paw. He does have a little bit of trouble seeing. Oh my goodness, and his fertility is awful. Ooh, that is not a good sign. We're going to have to try to keep that out of our tribe if possible. Hopefully he can find himself a good partner to combat that. The only problem is he has the spiky body, so while he would have had that big fluffy stinky tail, maybe even to erase Mulberry's misfortune, his spiky body has taken that away completely. Still though, he is gorgeous. It looks like he has the mask too. A pretty big mask by the looks of it. Gosh, he's very unique. I love those tiny little white spikes on his back, and that tiny button nose, of course, that is adorable too. So as far as his name goes, the next name on my list is Jade. So welcome to our tribe, little one. I'm sure you're going to make a very good addition, and I'm sure that your mothers are both going to love you so much. Oh my gosh, Navi must just be over the moon right now. Those nimble fingers, that means that he's going to be able to scoop up all of these berries too, so he can really help collect the paints for Rovan. I almost don't want to risk another baby between them just because he was so lucky. Like, I feel like we're going to push our luck if we try again. Though I suppose maybe Navi could always have a baby with Rovan too? We would have the same situation with the no paws, but we might have a better chance at good fertility, because Navi doesn't have the infertile trait in her genes. She also has the normal eyesight, so our baby might be able to see a little bit better than Jay can. I don't know, it's something for us to consider. Maybe we'll see what happens as the days pass, because we could probably use a little more food first. Oh, wait a second. Do we have another purr-snout baby in the nest too? Oh, and doesn't he look like a little wildcat? All those spots, he almost looks like a little ocelot. So now we have 2 brand new healers in the tribe. Maybe he could even be the one who heals Sky when she makes it back to the shore, of course. But as far as your name goes, your name is going to be Jokobi. So a big welcome to our tribe for you as well. Now let's see if we can start gathering some paints again. Or maybe if we can find those fish? Oh, poor Sky, she only has 9 days remaining on her lifespan. Yeah, I think it's about time for you to come back anyways. Go ahead and scoop up some of those fish for your family. I wonder if maybe they could even use those silvery scales in their art projects. Maybe that's something that she could use to trade with Rovan. Maybe he'd be a little bit more likely to let them use the healing fruit in that case, or even to allow Jade to travel with them. It might even be helpful if Loki lights up the way for Sky to return to the shores. He doesn't have the best of eyesight, but I think he would want to help in whatever way he can. So come on over here, and that should be just enough for her to swim across on the next turn, as soon as she has a little bit more energy to spare. I suppose we could move Anna between our babies, or maybe have our swamp mother jump onto the cliffs, backing away from the ocean so she can protect her babies from the swamps. She still seems pretty taken by this route too, so we might as well have her try to paw this up again. Once our babies are old enough though, we could have them search for some of the toxic berries maybe. That would probably be the best source of food for her to collect, just because of the toxic body that she has. Though to be honest, I think she probably has developed quite the taste for coconuts. Something that not many of our other tribe mates get to taste. and I'm sure that Seraphina would be the same. That Crackerjaw is going to make her excellent at collecting food. Oh, and poor Pudding. Oh, you simply must return back to your family. Maybe grab some of those extra berries? Oh, there's quite a few over here, actually. Well, go ahead and grab as many as you can carry, and then you can take the news of your mother's passing back to all of your siblings. Oh, she is going to be over the moon to see these new little babies in the nest. Auntie Pudding. Do you think she'd be the fun aunt, the one to take all of her nieces and nephews on big adventures, maybe? Finding paints for them to use in all of their art projects? Yeah, I think she's gonna have a fun time taking care of those kids. Now go ahead and pick up the extra grass for us, Navi. Then maybe we could have Cease come over here to grab the poison berries. I hear those bunnies again. Yes, there is a bunny over here. 2 bunnies, in fact. Oh my gosh, it is never ending. Okay, Apex, you have some food over here, but I think we're going to ask if Toothless could grab that instead. He should probably be the one to tidy up all of the meat. That way you can actually grab them with your incredible strength. And still no sign of that rogue male, right? We did kind of leave the gate open, and we don't want any carelessness to cause a disruption in the tribe. I'm starting to think that maybe he passed away, or he's just far too far away to notice us anymore. There isn't much grass out here that has been picked up, so it's kind of hard to see if new skeletons pop up. Well, Kovu, you might as well go ahead and grab those extra berries, and then we'll have you scoot back to your regular post. Just so Rovan doesn't get too suspicious. If you're not there at all times, he's going to think that you're slacking after all, and that is not the case, you're only trying to help. So I think we should be ready to scoot Jade through the grass again. Let's actually bring Litzy up here. This is probably just about as far as she's willing to go. She has the swamp trees to shade her, so she's not worried about anybody noticing her here, but she refuses to go any further. It must be awfully sad for Jade too. She loves her mother so much, and she doesn't understand why she treats herself like this. She probably figures that if this tribe is truly this kind, so kind as to take in a wandering child like her, there's no reason why they wouldn't accept her too. So I think in the future, even though Litzy figures she's just going to slink back into the swamps and never be seen again, Jade is probably going to try to seek her out, as soon as she's healthy enough to do so. So let's have Jade tiptoe out of the grasses. She strikes me as a very shy creature, so she'd probably be very timid as she reveals herself. Right in the path of Rovan, right in between him and Kovu, in fact. He's probably shocked because he figured nobody lives out here. Those swamplands are just too dangerous. But Jade is clearly not a threat, and she has plenty of fruits to share. And actually, we didn't do that bad on the food collecting this turn. 76 pieces of food. Maybe we can have a couple more peepees on the next turn after all. So let's see, if you don't have any more roots to dig up, let's have you turn back for your stump, and maybe we'll have you try to dig out that healing fruit that you found before, because that could be very useful for your family too. Now I think all we have left is Loki with this one turn, so I guess we could have you try to dig up some of those worms maybe. It's not much, but we want you to stay there to guide Sky back. So I think we're ready to skip the day now. I feel like this would be a pretty opportune moment for Berryina to come lunging out of the grasses. So let's keep a close eye on the darkness as we go. Everything looks safe, but I did definitely hear a Bluebird spawn. Oh my gosh, practically in the tree? This must be your home then. Interesting. The Bluebird has come back to reclaim the safe haven as its own. Maybe this is even the Bluebird's nest that we have under this tree. Well, Apex, I know you are ambitious, but even you can't mess with a Bluebird. You don't exactly have the wings to go soaring into the skies for that. That would be such a fun challenge, though. If we do get the wings at some point, one of our goals will have to be taking down Bluebirds. Oh, and I think I forgot to mention, we did unlock a new gene in our previous turn, and I'm pretty sure that's for skipping 50 days. So that should have been one of the fertility traits, right? And despite how helpful that would be in our tribe, it's not something we can use in our mutation menus. So this time, Apex, since the Bluebird seems to be trying to shoo you guys away from the tree, let's have Apex listen around in the darkness to see if you can hear anything skittering around. he hears a mole over here. It doesn't look like we've scared it away, but I'm not sure if it's going to be worth taking it down. Why don't we have you guys start making your way toward the shore then? Ah yeah, straight toward that healing fruit too? Well, you better at least go ahead and clear out the grass right here because we don't want to lose this thing. That could be useful if we do run into any berryinas. We probably don't want them settling down right on the shore. Those tide pools can be a pretty dangerous place after all. So with such little energy to work with, let's make sure that they stay on dry land. I do definitely still hear bunnies stealing our berries, but it must be out here because there's still no bunnies around, right? Oh, hello! Oh my gosh, is that our rogue male? That's the original one that we saw way out here by the other healing fruit, so he's still waiting here? Oh, he must have been guarding this place for his old family, the ones who moved on to the jungle. He's just about at the end of his lifespan though, and he kind of seems like he might be trapped in some sinkhole. Maybe you guys should see if you can help him out. He was awfully aggressive before, but he can't do much to harm you now. Now it looks like Seraphina has grown her second gem, so now might be a good time for her mother to take her out to the coconut trees. But of course we'll have to make sure that Jokobi has somebody taking care of him, so let's lead Sky back to her tribe mates. Oh, is our little bunny coming out to keep you company? Maybe he wants to make sure that you're going to be okay. This little bunny probably knows we have a Bluebird on the other side of the island. It's far away, but I'm sure with all of the turns we have to make, it could still swoop its way over to our little babies for a snack. So Sky is going to have to set her course for the healing fruits. I mean, I guess Jokobi could probably heal her on the next turn, but we have to make sure that she's close enough to save herself. Otherwise, I don't think she'll stand a chance. Then we should be safe to bring Loki right back to his son's side. In fact, we better set him up right here. That way he can scare the bunnies. Oh, you guys better grab those berries then. I think we might actually move Navi into the nest though. We could have Jay scoot his way over to the mural rock, and then we can have Navi settle down in the nest. That way as she grabs those extra paints. Did you really steal that extra berry? One for Takir, one for us, and one for Takir, I guess. He still needs his paints too. Well, with Navi in the nest, that'll give us a good opportunity to try for a baby between Navi and Rovan. Now, their baby would have the potential to be sick as well, so again, another high-risk, high-reward situation. But if the fertility is good and the eyesight too, then that can only help us in the next generation. So we'll give it a shot. With the amount of food that we have right now, with the amount of food that we can collect in the world, there's probably no harm in trying. So Navi has rolled an 8 and a 23, which should be the black fur as well as the very thin pattern density. So maybe that'll change things up if they inherit the mask again. It won't be quite as huge as Jay's is at least. Another chance for Takir to show off his creativity. So come on over here, Rovan, and we'll have you breed this time with Navi. Happy as ever to help their little family grow. And then you better pick up all of those poison berries, C's. We are going to need plenty of food to feed your babies now. I guess we could have a Rovan gently call Jade over. Maybe she could even play with the Jay as she picks up all these roots. There are plenty of roots to be found around these rocks after all, so go ahead and dig that up for us, and that'll be a nice good meal for the babies too. I suppose we'll just have Rovan go ahead and clear out the grasses. That should make it easier for Pudding to get around. Actually, I wonder if we should send somebody over there to get her. Somebody to help guide her back to us. She has some of the best eyesight in the tribe, so I guess she shouldn't have too much trouble. But it's all that grass that's hindering her path. So Ceus, since you have a little bit of energy to spare, let's have you come on over here next to Rovan, and that should light up the gate for Pudding to cross the distance. Now she can see her very first nephew clearly, which will brighten her spirits after seeing her mother and her friend pass. It's really nice to see such a big, happy community like this taking care of all of the babies, and I think that Takir definitely approves. He seems to be watching our tribe from all angles at this point. And in fact, let's have you guys start scooting your way over to that tree. We'll have our swamp mother light up the way for her daughter since she's a little bit faster. And actually, Seraphina, you can jump straight over here and crack open your first coconut right on the stern. Your mother is probably quite proud of you. I wonder if she'll get the chance to have one more baby before she passes. I mean, Loki has so much life left on him. It would be nice if he had a nice big happy family to take care of all the way into his golden years. So we'll have him stay here for now to watch after his baby, of course, but I think she's going to return to the nest one last time after they get their fill of coconuts. She might even leave Seraphina here to do most of the work. She doesn't have the best eyesight, so she will be open to potential attacks. But I think our swamp mother is starting to relax a little bit. She feels like her family might finally be safe. Now Litzy should have enough time to scoot her way back into the grasses. We'll have you jump on top of your stump and then right back behind it, because I think this was about the location where the healing fruit was. It's a little bit too far away for her to smell, but I know it was out here somewhere. There it is, right next to the roots. So you'll have to make a clear pathway to this thing, because if Jade is going to visit you in the future, she could probably use a little bit of that healing magic too. And now, Kovu, it's just down to you again. So assuming that the rogue male has truly packed up and left, why don't we have you clear out the grasses here too? And maybe it's time you start making a pathway to the ports next. So I guess it's the moment of truth. Did we push our luck too far? Or is this baby going to have the same good fortune as their big brother? Oh? Oh, the gills? Oh my gosh, and look at that beautiful mask. Oh, with the blue eyes too, we have to get a closer look at this. He even has the fishing tail just like his father. Oh my gosh, have you ever seen a more gorgeous baby before? I think it's the colors. The colors and the pattern and everything, oh my gosh. Takir, you have outdone yourself this time. He almost looks like he has, like, the bat symbol on his face. Are you Batman? A little Bruce Wayne, maybe? Well, as far as the next name on my list goes, that would be Leo. So welcome to the tribe, little one. I'm sure you are going to make quite the splash in our tribe. In fact, I can imagine him going straight off to the ocean as soon as he grows his first gem. It seems like those with Splash's influence are always drawn to the ocean before anything else. Oh, I wonder if it was the threat of the no paws that drew Splash's attention. Maybe he was grateful that we risked the babies, even though there was potential for 2 no paws. Interesting. Well, either way, it's clear that the deities truly approve of this tribe. It seems like their luck is really starting to turn around. But with 16 creatures in our tribe right now, I think we're almost done with this leg of the challenge. So that's why I want to make sure that we're carving our pathways straight on back to the jungle, because I'm pretty sure this is where we're going to head to next. Our other choices are just these flower ports, so I'm not sure if it would make for a very interesting new challenge, but I know that the jungle will for sure. There's always plenty of dangers lurking around in the darkness there. So it's not time yet, but pretty soon, we're going to have to figure out which one of our new babies are going to take on the rank of a lone wolf. Once we do have enough creatures to finish this challenge, I'll probably pick out maybe 3 babies or so, and I'll have you guys choose through a poll on the video. That way we can develop the story together. But there's still a few more adventures to be had here, and a few more personalities to see blossom in our newest babies. So for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!